Now on the board there's a question here given to us, and the question is based on empirical formula. The question says, in one experiment, the combustion of 11.5 grams of alcohol produced 22 grams CO2 and 13.5 grams H2O. Determine the empirical formula of the alcohol. This is not your regular question that some of us are aware of, but I will be giving you possible shortcut on how to arrive at your answer at the basic level. So let's go. Now this question is very simple. It simply means that we are to get the mass of carbon. It's normal, the questions are all around. We are to get the mass of carbon from CO2, the mass of hydrogen from H2O. And when that is done, when you add the masses of the carbon and the hydrogen, and it's not up to this mass of the alcohol, which is the compound, it simply means that oxygen is present in that particular what sample or experiment. So let's go. Now how do we go for it? Now the mass of carbon is equal to the mass of CO2 over the molar mass of CO2 multiplied by the molar mass of what now? Of carbon. The same thing again, the mass of hydrogen is equal to the mass of H2O over the molar mass of H2O multiplied by the molar mass of what now? Hydrogen in the sample. So we go here, the mass of CO2 here is 22 over the molar mass of CO2, of course, is 44. Carbon is 12, oxygen is 16, 16 times 2 is 32, times the mass of the molar mass of carbon here is 12. When you multiply, you divide, the answer you should get for it is 6 grams carbon. The same thing also goes for what now? That of the hydrogen. That the mass of water is 13.5 over the molar mass of water is 18 grams multiplied by the molar mass of hydrogen in this water is 2 times 1, which is what now? Which is 2. So when you multiply, you divide, the mass of the hydrogen is 1.5 grams. Of course, when you add these two up, you find out that the masses of the carbon and that of the hydrogen is not up to 11.5, telling you that oxygen is present there, because 6 plus 1.5 is 7.5. It is not up to the 11.5. We come here to say the mass of oxygen is not equal to 11.5 minus bracket the total mass here, 6 plus 1.5 is equal to 4 grams oxygen. Now what do we do here? Let us quickly address the other ones here. Now I bring out the elemental substance of the alcohol, which is carbon, hydrogen, and what now? Oxygen. Now the mass of carbon here is 6. The mass of hydrogen here that we got here is 1.5. That of oxygen is what now? Is 4. Now the molar mass of carbon is 12, meaning we have to divide the mass over the molar mass. Here 2 is 1. Here 2 is what now? Is 16. Now when you divide this one, here is 0.5. Here is 1.5. Here is 0.25. Of course, these are the mole ratio. Now, in the last part of this empirical formula, what do? We divide all through by the smallest mole ratio, and that is what? 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. Here will give me 1. Here will give me 6. Here will give me what? 2. So the empirical formula here is C2H6O. This is simply an ethyl alcohol, also called an ethanol. Thank you and God bless you.